Hello everyone, you're welcome to this channel. In this video, we are given this equation and sy is equal to 4x minus 3. Then we are asked to find the value of x and y. So if this is your first time on our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe so that anytime we upload videos like this, you get notification on your phone. Now we are given the square root of x plus the square root of xy plus the square root of x minus the square root of xy to be equal to the square root of 2. So from here we are going to start by squaring both sides. So we are going to square both sides. So we are going to have the square root of x plus the square root of xy plus the square root of x minus the square root of xy all squared is equal to the square root of 2 all squared. And from here, when we have a plus b all squared, this is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And so we are going to expand this using this idea. So we are going to have this becomes our a and then this becomes our b. So we have a squared. So we are going to have the first term, which is the square root of s plus the square root of xy all squared plus, and then we have 2 times ab. So 2 times our a is the square root of x plus the square root of xy multiplying b, and then b is the square root of x minus the square root of xy plus b squared, and then b squared is the square root of x minus the square root of xy all squared is equal to, and then here squared will take care of the square root, so it will be equal to 2. And from here the squared over here will take care of the square root, and the squared over here will take care of the square root. So you are going to be left with x plus the square root of xy plus 2 multiplying the square root of x plus the square root of xy multiplying the square root of x minus the square root of xy plus, and then here you are going to have x minus the square root of xy is equal to 2. And from here we have x and then x, which is going to give us 2x. Then we also have the square root of xy and then minus the square root of xy. So this will take care of this plus 2 multiplying, for instance, when we have the square root of a multiplying the square root of b, this is the same as the square root of ab. So this is what we are going to use over here. And so this becomes our root a, and then this becomes root b. So we are going to have the square root of root ab. So we are going to have a is x plus the square root of xy multiplying, and then b is x minus the square root of xy. So this will be equal to 2. And so I've copied it over here. Now we are going to have 2x plus 2 multiplying, and so let's take this. When we have a squared minus b squared, this can be expressed as a plus b multiplying a minus b. And so when we look at what is inside this square root, we can see that it is the same as what is at the right hand side over here. So we are going to express what is inside the square root to be of this form. So we are going to have square root of, so this term becomes the a, and then this becomes the b. So we are going to have a squared, so we are going to have s squared minus then b squared, so we are going to have the square root of xy all squared is equal to 2. Now we are going to have 2x plus 2 multiplying the square root of s squared minus, and then the squared over here will take care of the square root, minus xy is equal to 2. And from here we are going to divide through by 2, so we are going to have x plus the square root of s squared minus xy to be equal to 1. So we are going to have the square root of x squared minus xy to be equal to 1 minus x. So from here we are going to square again. So we are going to square both sides to be able to get rid of this square root. So we are going to have minus xy all squared is equal to 1 minus x all squared. And from here, the squared over here will take care of the square root. So we are going to have x squared minus xy to be equal to 1 minus 2x plus s squared. And so from here, when we want to make xy the subject, we are going to have minus xy to be equal to 1 minus 2x plus s squared minus s squared. And so we are going to have minus xy to be equal to 1 minus 2x. So from here, you want to make xy the subject, you are going to divide both sides by -1 to get xy to be equal to 2x minus 1. So let me call this as equation 1. And then from here, we can make y the subject. So let's do that. So we are going to have y to be equal to 2x minus 1 all over x. So let's call this as equation 2. From here, let's go back to the question. And from the question, we were given that xy is equal to 4x minus 3. So let us go back. So we were given that xy is equal to 4x minus 3. Now let me clean this side before. So when we compare this with equation 1, we can realize that the left hand side are the same. So we can say that 2x minus 1 is equal to 4x minus 3. And from here, when we make x the subject, we are going to have minus 1 plus 3 is equal to 4x minus 2x. So we are going to have 2 to be equal to 2x. So from here, we can divide both sides by 2. So x will be equal to 1. And since we know x to be equal to 1, we can compute for y in equation 2. So we are going to have y to be equal to 2 multiplying 1 minus 1 all over 1. So y will be equal to 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So the value of x and y is equal to 1. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and then comment as well.